This is the verse. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. And so, I don't know, I listen to Christians all the time say, like, the Lord is coming, like, the world has gotten really bad, and it's dark and it's evil, and that means the Lord is coming. But they don't know this verse, because it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? And so I was sitting there and I stopped and I said, the day of the Lord is darkness. So that brought me to the Olivet Discourse, because I think we misunderstand Matthew when he asks. In Matthew 24, it says, the context is Jesus has just viewed the temple. He's walked out and he's talking to his disciples after he departs. And he says about how they will be cast down. There shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And then he sat upon the Mount of Olives. And the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and at the end of the world? Now, that word world in the Greek, in this context, is the Blue Letter Bible's G165, which is aeon, which means age. So, and coming of the end of the age. So, and it's coming in judgment, the world, right? So, sign of thy coming. And so we think of it as like the end of the world, because we read that word. I mean, it's translated in the KJV world. I'm not sure which other text translate it world. I think the NIV and the ESV have updated it to age, but I'm not for certain. But it's at the coming of the age. And so most people in the camp of futurism think that the Bible has not been fulfilled because Jesus has not returned and there's no worldwide end of destruction. But Jesus is talking to a particular group of people. He is talking to a first century audience. He is talking to his disciples. And these are people that followed Christ closely. These are people that knew the scriptures. These are people that were familiar with the prophecies of Isaiah and Amos and Jeremiah. And so when Matthew asks him this, I think what he's asking him is, Lord, when will that day come? And Jesus answers.